Alright, you lot, strap in, cause we've got a hell of a ride ahead. So I'm out at game for a few days, getting me health fixed. Thanks for all well wishes and support, by the way. You all left some amazing messages, and I truly appreciated every one of them. And what happens? Absolute bloody chaos, that's what. It's like I step away for one breath, and entire gaming world loses its plot. And look, I know you've got 1,000 burning questions. What's going on with XDefiant? Why are content creators dropping out faster than tea bags in hot water? And don't even get me started on COD's latest saga, skill-based damage disaster, if that's even a thing. But before we crack on, do us a favour. Like, subscribe, all that bollocks. It keeps channel growing, and it means I keep dishing out this spicy content. Now let's jump in, shall we? Right then, let's kick things off with XDefiant and oh, the drama. First, devs have gone dark apparently. Cute violins and ominous music. But let's be honest, this ain't end at world, is it? They're in trenches fixing things. You know, kinda niggling issues that everyone's out here screeching about like the game breakers. Minor adjustments, updates. A tweak here, a polish there. They're sorting it. Some of you want instant miracles, but sorry, that's not how it works. You've seen latest updates, haven't you? They're making progress. Now on to the latest batch of content creators quitting. Oh, excuse me, content creators. Look, I've got respect for a lot of them, truly. But some of these lads, they need content like they need oxygen. And if they can't churn out views, they're bored. It's a shame, because XDefiant's solid. But it's rub. A 3-month season and a battle pass you can blitz through in days, yeah, that needs a rework. But when people start whining that pyroclastic camo grind is too hard, well, I'm calling them soft. You've been coddled by COD's easy camo grind for so long, it's no wonder you're struggling with a real challenge. But here's good news. Content's coming. Season 3 is on horizon, and from what I'm seeing, it's set to blow Season 1 and 2 out at water. So maybe instead of moaning about a grind, try sticking around for a bit. There's plenty more where that came from, and it's only getting better. Now let's dive into my favourite part, players, or as I like to call them, Phantom Issue Brigade. You know what ones? Experts who barely touch game but can't stop yapping about supposed flaws. I've been trolling Reddit and Twitter as it should be called, and nonsense is next level. Usual one? Netcode's so broken, hasn't changed since beta. Right, except that's bollocks. First of all, let's make this clear. Again, netcode in use now is not the same one as in the beta. In fact, current netcode is just a few months older than game at this point. Anyone actually playing game can see there's been a clear improvement. Sure, it's not flawless, it never will be for everyone, but it's miles ahead of where it started. And listen, I'm not saying there aren't legitimate gripes. Some players have network issues, sure, and they're ones that actually provide decent feedback. So what we need. But Copy and Paste Brigade, they're out here yelling into the void, and half of them wouldn't even know the difference if you handed it to them on a silver platter. It's classic. They're parroting each other's complaints without shred of originality, and it's obvious they're not even in game. Oh, and here's a spicy rumour for you. XDefiant might drop on Steam before it years out. Now, considering circus we're seeing in COD right now, I reckon this move could give XDefiant a serious boost. Steam's a wider platform, and with COD fumbling all over itself, people are going to be looking for a real alternative. So keep your eyes peeled, because if this lands, we could see a whole new wave of players, and maybe, just maybe, fewer at whiners. Speaking of Call of Duty, gift that keeps on giving, now where do I even begin? Community's latest invention, skill-based damage. You heard that right. Hit registration issues and dodgy netcode? Nah, it's apparently some next-level matchmaking mechanic now. And let me remind you lot of summer. Remember when you were all up in arms about XDefiant's netcode during its launch? Unacceptable, you cried. But when COD rolls out with broken servers, packet loss and connection issues left, right and centre, suddenly it's skill-based damage. Hypocrisy. COD fandom be thy name. All you need do is look at dev teams. XDefiant's a lean squad, less than 50 devs working tirelessly to make it tick, and on a small budget. COD? You got 4,000 devs, a 4-year dev cycle, and Microsoft cash raining down on them. Yet here we are, dealing with the same bloody issue. Only this time it's sprinkled with packet bursts and lag spikes for good measure. You'd think with all those billions rolling in, they could afford to keep the servers running smoothly. It's beyond embarrassing. And while we're here, let's chat spawns. or lack thereof. COD had a beta. They've got
the data
coming out of their ears. And still we're landing in spawn traps that make you question meaning of life. They've had more than enough time to get it right. But no, it's a merry-go-round of terrible respawns. It's absolutely unacceptable for a COD release. But here we are, forced to tolerate it while they gather more data.
Won't someone please just think of the data?
Right, now let's tackle COD's crowning achievement or annoyance. Camping. Yeah, it's always been a thing, but this time around it's like game is designed to promote it. The so-called medium maps practically beg players to hunker down in a corner with a sniper rifle, while resters try and play it damn game. Now I get it, there's a difference between holding down a strategic point and planting yourself behind a wall for an entire round. Former is tactical, latter is just bloody irritating. But somehow, COD's map design now seems to encourage latter, with choke points everywhere. Now compare this to XDefiant. Try camping in that game. Go on, I dare you. You'll last about a minute, tops. Pacing, layout, everything's built to keep players moving. No faffing around in one spot, no endless corners to hide in. COD, on the other hand, they're serving up these tiny maps like it's a reward. Oh, because apparently the data shows people like small maps, close quarters, non-stop action. Sure, mate, but here's the problem. Not everyone wants to be trapped in a constant claustrophobic kill box. Some of us like a bit of breathing room, a chance to catch a breath as we aren't getting shot second we spawn. And let's face it, COD's decision making here is blatantly aimed at CDL wannabe crowd. Those who think they're a phase member, but wouldn't last 2 seconds in a real pro match. They're steering all game towards this hyper-competitive cramped style, and it's alienating a ton of players who just want a balanced, enjoyable experience. So if you're fed up with wannabe snipers and endless camping, maybe it's time to give XDefiant a go. We're sitting in a corner into exactly a winning strategy. And now we've come to one of COD's most absurd moves yet, Recon ability. Now I haven't personally used it, but community feedback is deafening. It's like COD took a page out of XDefiant's playbook with Echelon's wallhack-esque ability, but then, naturally, they cranked it up in worst possible way. This Recon ability kicks in every single respawn on these tiny claustrophobic maps. Brilliant, right? You can cross half map in time it's active, giving any half-decent player upper hand. Die, respawn, repeat. It's like they're actively promoting cheap kills. And then COD's genius solution? Nerfing duration by half a second. Half a bloody second. Who's making these decisions, honestly? You can sprint across some of these small maps in that time. So that nerf is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. They're gonna keep this thing, at least make it part of a death streak mechanic. You know, give it to players who've died 5 times in a row or something. At least then there'd be a bit of balance. But now, instead, we've got equivalent to wall hacks available for anyone and everyone. Every round. And on maps that already feel cramped enough to suffocate. Just another example of COD's let's throw everything in and see what sticks mentality. It's this kind of sloppy knee-jerk decision making that makes you wonder who they're actually designing game for, because it sure as hell don't feel like it's for players. And just when you think they've seen it all, along comes COD's infamous double XP weekend, or should I say skill-based double XP. Yeah, because that's exactly what it feels like. I've been combing through posts and people are out here getting wildly inconsistent XP from the same kind of effort. One bloke said he were pulling 12,000 XP on Friday and Saturday for smashing out 60 to 70 kills on Nuketown, only to magically get over 20,000 XP for similar rounds on a Sunday. And don't get me started on Monday's numbers, right back down to 8 to 12k. What's that about, eh? Are they serving up double XP based on how worthy they reckon you are? And then there's ongoing matchmaking nightmare. One poor sod on Reddit ranting about sweaty lobbies getting worse the more he played. All he wants is to knock out his camo challengers, but every match is getting paired with no-lifers who treat match like the CDL finals. It's a classic case of do well once and we'll punish you forever. No fun, no balance, just grind. So here's my message to him and anyone else feeling the same. Come over to XDefiant. No SBMM, no EOMM ruining your vibe, and a steady flow of content that's actually designed for people to enjoy, not suffer through. Trust me, it's a breath of fresh air compared to this COD circus. And with what they got planned, it's only going to get better. So what's takeaway here? Call of Duty juggernaut with endless resources has once again launched with enough issues to fill a bloody novel. Meanwhile, XDefiant with its lean team and shoestring budget is actually delivering a solid, enjoyable experience. Hypocrisy among some of these players is almost laughable. They'll tear XDefiant to shreds for tiniest bug, yet give COD a free pass for same or worse. If old, it's your wake-up call, people. Activision's milking you, plain and simple, and every time you excuse the shoddy releases, you're part of problem. So here's challenge. If you're sick of COD's nonsense from skill-based damage to endless camping and botched spawn systems, it's time to make a stand. Come play XDefiant, where devs actually listen, and where fun don't sacrifice on altered data metrics and matchmaking manipulation. Because here's the thing, if we throw our support behind XDefiant, Activision will have no choice but to step up the game. Imagine a shooter landscape where COD and XDefiant actually push each other to be better. That's kind of competition we want. Not endless rehashes, pandering to lowest common denominator. So smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave your comments and questions below. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll even feature some of your best rants on channel. And remember folks, memberships are available if you want early access to videos and exclusive content. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.